Yep, we are live now. Yeah. So, hi, hello, my dear Australia little followers. We are back with the Immigration Hour. So, a big hi to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So, yeah. So, let's say hi to our own Shaurabh. Hi, Shaurabh. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Vivek. Thanks for the warm welcome. And thank you all. Welcome. Let's all welcome our Australia Urdu followers as well. Um, and yes, we are back again, you know, like every Wednesday, coming with new updates, new information. And most importantly, today we'll be discussing about some hot PR courses, etc., where people are currently, asking us a lot of questions because a lot of people received their TR recently, and now they want to know exactly, they have only 3 years left. The countdown has begun, and now they want to know exactly what kind of course they can do on their TR in order for them to be eligible for permanent residency down the track or something. So we'll talk about some important courses and how you can how those courses can help you increase your chances, etc. And then we also talk about people who have received their 485 visas, how they can actually bring their family members, such as their spouse, their wife, or their de facto partners from overseas. So we'll talk about 485 subsequent entrant as well. And then we'll also share and we'll try our best to answer as many questions as possible. I
Yep.
do apologize that usually not all the questions got answered because we have a very limited time as well. However, we will try our best to answer most of the questions for you. And any information provided in this session is actually for education purpose only. And I would request our audiences that if you do have any general or personal or any particular inquiry, you should actually send us a message privately on our WhatsApp number as well. The number below is available on our WhatsApp too. Or you can also send us a private message on our Facebook page.
Yep. Thank you so much, Shaurabh. So, guys, please do post your questions in this comment session. So we will answer the all your questions. And for any personal inquiries, please do contact Mr. Shaurabh through the contact details given below. So the whole, as Shaurabh said, this is purely an information session. But to get more personalized suggestions and guidance, please do contact him through the WhatsApp number that's you can see on the screen. And as Australia do followers, you can get an offer because you're an Australia do follower. So he will be posting that offer as well on the screen, so you can go through that offer. You're eligible for that 20% offer. So please look into that as well. So yes, Shaurabh. So let's start discussing about today's topic.
Sure. So yes, so as we said, that we'll be talking about different options and stuff, and also I want to quickly touch base about the um, Canberra, um, especially because Canberra has actually received their nomination places. So we'll talk about Canberra as well. So Canberra has actually received the nomination places for the new financial year. So they got around 800 places for 190, and around for 491 they get receive around 1920 places. That's actually a lot of places, as this is more than what they had last financial year. So there's a good opportunity for a lot of people to be able to get up to either 190 or 491. And what I've also seen that Canberra has actually sent invitations today. They have invited a lot of candidates from baker, chefs, cooks, ICT support engineers, etc. And the minimum points that they have actually invited is Canberra Matrix for 491 visa is actually at 75 points. So what does it mean for you, for a lot of people, is that if you are in kind of a situation where you are looking for some options for yourself or your family member to be eligible to 491 or 190, Canada could also be a very good option for you as well, because you don't actually have to work in your own nominated occupation if you are applying for Canberra's territory nomination. That's one important thing. And if you are a couple, it's another advantage. If you both are skilled couple, that's very important. Then only it's actually beneficial. Otherwise, there is you would need to get your couple to your another partner to actually get a skill assessment, either do a professional program or do some qualification in order for them to be eligible for territory nomination. So with Canberra, if you're not working in your own field, yes, you can still apply as long as you have a higher matrix score. The longer you live in Canberra, the more points you accumulate. The more studies you do in Canberra, the more matrix points you accumulate as well. So that's another advantage if you are currently looking into this kind of option. Another advantage of Canberra nomination is such as, say for example, if you are currently if you are currently working in a restaurant, but your nominated occupation is a business analyst. However, you do have qualifications relevant to your restaurant work that you're doing. You're working as a chef. You can still be able to claim 10 matrix points for an occupation that is not your nominated occupation, but it is still in the Canberra occupation list. As you can see, Canberra is actually a very good option for a lot of people, and I would suggest people out there to reconsider Canberra as well as one of the prominent territories for your state nomination for 491 or 190 visas. They have multiple occupations as well. Recently, they added a lot of occupations to their list. Enroll nurse, electronics engineer. There are a lot of all the IT occupations are actually available there as well. Most of them are there in that occupation list. Plus, they also have an option of you starting a business, and then if you, even though if your occupation is not in the list, you can still apply. So as you can see, there is a multiple options available in Canberra where people can be actually eligible to apply for Canberra matrix nomination. So yeah, so that's exactly what I would like to let everyone know about the Canberra nomination. And then if you do have any doubts or any questions in regards to Canberra territory nomination, certainly, post your inquiries or questions. We'll see if we can answer them as well. Another thing, what I would suggest is, say, for example, we are also waiting for other states to New South Wales or Victoria to actually provide more information. They haven't actually published any requirements yet. However, we still have to wait and watch to see exactly what the new allocations will be. Because what we have seen is that the allocations have been changed. Previously, they did provide a little bit of information about what the state allocations will be. However, now the department has actually increased the number of allocations to all the states. So it's a good news for a lot of people. Probably also for offshore people as well. Now the offshore people can also be eligible to apply for general skill migration. So I would suggest you all to just wait and watch, and you might be able to get some good news soon when it comes to the state nomination.
Yep. Yes, Saurabh. So we got a question. So a question from Mr. Anil. Hi, Saurabh. I am on my TR 485 and granted in May 2022. I got 3 years of TR. My 186 visa direct pathway also filed in last week. Would you please suggest me is the immigration can grant the 186 in minimum processing time, or they can wait till my TR ends?
So if you since you have applied for a new visa, that doesn't the department not going to look into whether your current TR would end and then they would grant you visa. So that visa is processed by a different team, and they would once the case officer gets allocated, they would actually process it based on their own processing standards. That has got nothing to do, whether your TR ends or your TR does not end, because if you have applied that visa in Australia, you probably would have got a bridging visa as well. So that has got nothing to do with whether your TR ends, etc. And currently, what we have seen is for employer-sponsored visas such as 482 and 186, if your occupation is in the priority migration skilled occupation list, so you can get a quick turnaround, you can get a quicker outcome. However, the department is currently under pressure, and there is a lot of cases which are currently being pending. So let's hope for the best, and then see how you go.
Yep. And the next question is from Mr. Rohit. Hello all. Any idea about the next invitation round for Victoria? I'm waiting for an invitation for 491 family sponsorship. ICT security specialist onshore. Lodged my file on September 2020. Recently scored 10 points in PTE. Overall points is 90. What are my chances?
Okay, cool. So basically, if we talk about the 189 and 491 family sponsored invitation round, that was supposed to happen in the month of July. However, it didn't happen. So now we just have to wait and see exactly when the next round's going to happen. Previous financial year, the rounds were happening every quarter, so after every 3 to 4 months. However, we don't know exactly when the next round's going to happen, so we just have to wait until we get to know more about how and what we can do. And in terms of, say, for example, state nomination, as you all know, Victoria and New South Wales has not published their requirements. So until and unless they do publish the requirements, 190 and 491 will not start. 491 state sponsor. So yeah, so we just have to wait and watch and see what the Victoria's requirements going to be. What I've also seen is that even though Tasmania has published the requirements, they haven't actually opened the state nomination yet because they are still waiting for the allocations, the final allocation numbers from the federal government. So once they do receive those allocations, and then only they will be able to, you people will be able to apply for Tasmania state nomination, etc.
Okay. Saurabh, a follow-up question on this 491 family sponsorship visa. So, is the SOL list for family sponsorship is similar to 189, or will it have a separate SOL list?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. Actually, a lot of people do get confused, when they're applying for 491 family sponsor. So 491 family sponsor, you need to have an occupation list same as 189, which is an MLTSSL list, medium to long term skill shortage list. However, when it comes to 491 state sponsor, your occupation can be in ROL list, it can be in the short term skill occupation list STSL, or it can also be in MLTSSL list. So that's exactly how you can do as well. So this is actually very beneficial for you if you have your occupation in MLTSS list, and if you have a family member as well who's actually eligible to who are living in designated area, and they are eligible family member or a relative who is willing to sponsor you.
Okay.
So talking about, I also want to discuss about this particular as I said previously, that the 3 year countdown has begun for a lot of people, and most of the people who applied for temporary residency, they were not able to travel during the pandemic, and then they actually, now they went overseas and they got married, and now they want to bring their family members here. So recently we have seen a very good turnaround from the department as well for offshore applications for subsequent entrants, for such as 485 visas, 482 visas, etc. And so it takes at least 2 to 3 months. A recent one of our recent cases, it took less than 2 months to get a 485 subsequent entrant granted. And so if you are in a situation where your family member, you got married, your spouse is overseas, your wife is overseas, your de facto partner is overseas, and you want to bring them over on a subsequent entrant visa, yes, you can do that. You can apply for 485 subsequent entrant and then bring them over. And then obviously once they're here, you have multiple options as well, as compared to an applying for a visitor visa, where they would actually have to satisfy the GT criteria, which is a genuine temporary entrant, where sometimes they might not be able to meet those criteria because they might not be employed, they might not have enough financials, or they might not even have enough assets to prove that they are actually a genuine temporary entrant. However, when it comes to subsequent entrant, those visas are actually quite safe and can be processed in a prominent manner as well.
Okay. Yep. And a question from my side, Saurabh. So just regarding my friend. So he came back to Australia. The special visa they granted for all the people who got stuck in offshore. So he's now currently on that special visa. So if he want to get his wife, so should he wait till he get the 485, or can he apply for that partner visa now itself?
So say for example, so can you repeat the question again?
Actually, at the moment, the government gave a special visa for the people who
Yes,
stuck offshore, right? So he's
yes,
on
yes.
that visa at the moment. So with that
Hmm.
visa, can he bring his partner?
because his visa is the special visa that
Expiring
the government gave them is only
expiring
valid till
of
September.
September. Yeah.
So what he can do is when now, because now he can apply for another 485 visa, because if he's eligible, then he can include his partner into that application as well. And then previously, if he received that for at least 2 years for masters, he might be eligible to get up to 3 years. So that's another
Yeah.
advantage. So I would suggest, look into those kind of options, where he can certainly be able to get more benefit out of this situation.
Okay. Yeah.
And then also, normally we talk about our updates. We talk about recent updates. How we actually managed to get an how the week has been so far with our with at
Yeah. I
Global Vision
should ask.
Migration.
Yeah, I should have asked
Yeah.
it. Sorry.
So far, this week, since last Wednesday, we have received 190 grant as well. We have received one for a software engineer, and today we actually received a partner visa grant, subclass 820, and that took less than 3 months actually. So
Okay.
department has been really quick as well. And then we actually received very important two visa grants yesterday for our subsequent entrant, and that actually from our clients are actually from Sri Lanka, and they actually been waiting they waited for at least 4 months for their visa to be granted. So which is a good turnaround by the department. However, and this is the same case that recently has been discussed in the media as well. So we assisted our client, and then now their family, will be reunited with them, which is a good thing. um, Another thing is, say for example, we had a very very hard visitor visa that was actually approved. The department, previously the case officer made an error, and they refused the visa, and then we went back to the department, explained them that the case officer did made an error, and then they actually got back to us after 3 months, and then they grant them the visa, which is a good thing, which is that's the kind of outcome that we are seeking for all our clients. And then now, currently, today we received matrix invitations from Canberra. So far the week has been really good, really busy week for us. And as you know that the 485 grants have been coming through for a lot of people. We receive a lot of 485 grants as well, and a computer network system engineer recently got his 190 granted um, from Victoria. So yes, there it has been a very full-on week for us. We are, really. I'm still in the office, as people can see. Uh,
Yeah.
trying to get things sorted for our clients. So yeah, so far, we have been, the things have been really good.
Yeah, good to hear, Shaurabh. So guys, so please do contact him for any questions. So as you're hearing, he's very busy, but still, because you're an Australia to follow, he'll have a special schedule for all of you guys. So please do contact him for any personalized questions and suggestions. So guys, please post your questions. So we are waiting for your questions. So we are here to answer your questions, and please do share this migration live with all your friends and whoever is looking for suggestions. Yep.
Perfect. And also, since we, as in the start of the session, we did talk about how we can certainly get the say for the we were talking about the hot PR courses as well. So say
Yeah.
for example, with the recent courses, what I've seen is that there are few courses available, and there are some scholarships available as well for people who are currently on a temporary residency. And then there are some fast track options available for those people as well. So if they are actually planning, into doing those kind of courses, yes, there's a very good option. So number one course that I would like to discuss with a lot of people is actually a advanced diploma of civil engineering, where people actually can, it's a 2-year course. You can get a skill assessment from Engineering Australia as a civil construction draft person, so civil engineering draft person. And this course is actually, this occupation is actually listed in the critical sector in Tasmania as well. where if you do have this occupation as a skill assessment, and if you manage to get a job for 3 months in Canberra, sorry, in Tasmania, you can actually be able to obtain a gold pass and then straight away apply for the Tasmania state nomination, because this is one of the critical sectors that have been listed in Tasmania by the Tasmanian government. And this occupation is also available in other states too as well. It was available in Victoria as well as in Tasmania before. Sorry, in New South Wales. Um, so yes, plenty of options are available. And then if you do have any doubts or anything, in regards to any particular courses, feel free to leave a comment, and then we can certainly see how we go.
Yep. And Shaurabh, and you said we'll discuss about the courses for 485 students, and in the last session also we discussed about the child care
Yes.
primary school teacher. So can you explain more about that course?
Yes. So the last time we talked about this course, so that's a graduate diploma of early childhood, where so it's a higher education level course. So how does it work? You say, for example, you get a skill assessment as an early child care teacher, and then the assessment is done through AITSL, and then it requires you to have at least an initial teacher education, which also has a 60 days of component of your teaching component. And then plus you would also need to do a English language proficiency, where you need to show at least 8778 IELTS academic, or you need to show that you have 4 years of bachelor level above qualification as well. So if you do look into those kind of options, and this what we have seen is Victoria and New South Wales has recently actually introduced the free childcare. That means that there's going to be a free childcare for a lot of people. And then obviously when there's a free childcare, they're going to need more teachers. And then when they do need more teachers, there's going to be a high demand and there is not enough supply. So that's another advantage for a lot of people. And I would suggest you to a lot of people to actually, if you are into this kind of situation, you should look into having different qualification as well. Um, Say for example, if you have studied say bachelor's in IT in Australia, 3 years of qualification, then you do another 1 year of qualification such as grad dip, you can certainly be able to get a skill assessment as well. So yes, there are plenty of options available.
Okay.
And say for example, now that was the early child care course. um, Now there are other courses as well. Say for example, there's a telecommunication course is available where people actually can get a skill assessment as a telecommunication network planner. With that one, certainly they might be able to get the skill assessments done as a network planner, and then this occupation is also available in most of the states as well. Particularly, it was actually available in New South Wales in the last financial year. However, it is still available in other states, such as even in Western Australia as well. So sometimes it's even better to do courses in WA itself, where you might be able to also be able to apply under a graduate occupation. As you can see, the graduate occupations, there are a lot more occupations available for graduates rather than for people who are actually from interstate and then they're moving into Western Australia. And Western Australia was the only first state, which started, which opened right before any other states or territories. So I would suggest you guys to, look into Western Australian option as a very important option as well. They are very lenient in sending invitations as well. As we have received quite a few number of invitations in the last financial year for telecommunication engineers. And if you are into this kind of situation, if you are waiting to get invitation from any other states or anything, maybe WA is a very good option for you. You might be able to get a quick turnaround, in terms of an invitation from them. If your points are not that high, certainly look for either relocating to WA. Then there you might be able to, because that's how they do. They invite people who are in WA first, and then they look for different states. So yes, you do can see there might be multiple options available, such as WA or any other states.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Thank you so much for that valuable information, Mr. Saurabh. So looks like people are too busy with their works. Not many questions today. Either they should have their questions were answered, or they're too busy.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So that's totally fine. And then obviously, we did discuss about the Canberra nomination. That's why I want to quickly give everyone an update about that as well. That's important that we did actually discuss those information. And because I'm still in the office and I would need to get back as well. um, so I think we can finish the session now, as we have answered all the question and already provided all the information. And
yep.
then we would certainly be back again next week, and we will come up with more information, new updates, and hopefully by then Victoria and New South Wales might open their requirements, and then we can certainly see how we go.
Yep. Okay. Thank you so much, Shaurabh, and thanks to all the followers. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Shaurabh.
Perfect.
Wish you
No
a happy
problem. Thanks,
week.
guys.
Yep. See you.